Typically any year 10, 11 or 12 student can apply for a school-based apprenticeship.
Australian School-based Apprenticeship, ASbA as it's known, is basically the same as any other traineeship or apprenticeship, except you're at school. You get paid, you do training, but you're at school. You might be at school 3 days and work 2 days.
School-based apprenticeships work really well for students that want to work and do school. It also benefits students who are looking at industry pathways as well, so they get a taste of what industry they'd like to commence in, so they get to start that, and then if they are successful, then they continue that on as a full-time apprenticeship after they finish school.
Normally, a school-based apprenticeship is advertised like any other full-time traineeship or apprenticeship. There needs to be a position first, and then students will need to go through the application process. That's where we can support them with resume writing, job applications and so forth. But typically we don't source a school-based apprenticeship for the students. There needs to be an advertised position.
The engagement for students is a really positive part of them being as part of an ASbA. They have a different purpose for being here at school, so their learning changes a little bit, so because they've got their learning outside of the classroom but also inside the classroom, which does in a lot of cases focus them with what their purpose is and what they're working towards for whether it's the end of the year or in a few years' time.
We have some students that just do an ASbA for 1 day a week or 7.5 hours. That just equates to them being out of school 1 day. We also have a small minority of kids that do them 3 or 4 days a week. They're kids that are super committed in grade 10 to following a certain pathway that will more than likely go into an apprenticeship for the following year.
It's not working out. I guess there's that continual negotiation. Certainly here at the college, there's support provided through our staff to ensure that students are on track and are talking regularly with the employer and the parent.
So students who are studying a school-based apprenticeship will be studying accredited units, like a vet unit. Those units will attract TCE points, just as any subject would in college.
We're about providing opportunity for students to grow and continue their learning at any stage of their life. And so a school-based apprenticeship does that. It gives them access to further learning, further education, while learning a skill for a particular industry. But it means that at any stage in their life, they can come back to their learning if they choose.
So students are enrolled through a registered training organisation, an RTO. They take care of the vocational side of the training, but the student is still enrolled at Mountain Heights. They still attend on a part-time basis as per the training contract. And those students are on track to achieve the Tasmanian Certificate of Education, which is the Year 12 certificate.
So when a student's in an ASbA, they are a full-time equivalent student basically. They may be out 2 days a week, they may be out 3 days a week for work, and they may do block training, but definitely is classed as a full-time student.
I'd strongly encourage schools to get involved in ASbAs because we've found that the benefits for our students have been fantastic. It's really helped to increase engagement for a number of our students. It gives students an opportunity to really connect with their local community as well and explore different sorts of pathways that exist out there. We know that there's lots of shortages in the trades and vocational areas, so the opportunity for students to combine their study with the ASbA is a wonderful opportunity for students as they move forward, and also gives students that opportunity to also earn and learn as well, particularly in year 11s and 12s as they become young adult learners.